You go in for a routine checkup, expecting the usual advice and maybe a friendly chat about how you've been feeling. At the end, your doctor glances at your chart and says, "Let's run a quick test, just in case." You nod, wanting to be proactive. But what if that test actually leads you down a path of unnecessary stress, painful procedures, and even life-altering side effects? Today, we're shining a light on a medical test that's become all too common for seniors, one that many people over 60 wish they'd never agreed to. If you or someone you love is approaching this age, it's time to know the facts before making a decision you might regret. As we get older, it's natural to want to monitor our health more closely. Preventive care, checkups, and early detection feel like the smart thing to do. After all, catching an illness early gives you a better chance at managing it, or so we've been told. But in recent years, more and more experts are raising the alarm about over-testing, particularly for seniors. Too many tests don't just find problems, they can create new ones. False alarms, unnecessary biopsies, risky treatments, and even side effects worse than the original condition are all possible. And one test stands out as particularly controversial: the PSA test, used to screen for prostate cancer in men. Let's break down what the PSA test is and why it's become such a hot topic. PSA stands for prostate-specific antigen, a protein made by the prostate gland. When you get a PSA test, your doctor is measuring the amount of this protein in your blood. High levels can be a warning sign of prostate cancer, but, and this is key, not always. PSA can go up for lots of reasons: a simple infection, getting older, or even something as harmless as riding a bicycle. Because of this, thousands of men each year test high on their PSA, setting off a chain reaction of worry and medical interventions. Many go through painful biopsies or even surgery, only to find out the cancer was so slow-growing, it never would have caused harm. So why is this especially a problem after age 60? Here's the reality. Prostate cancer in older men is often so slow to develop that it will never actually threaten your life or quality of living. But once a high PSA level is detected, most people feel compelled to take action. That action typically means surgery, radiation, or hormone therapy, all of which can have serious side effects. We're talking about urinary incontinence, problems with sexual function, constant fatigue, and even depression. And here's the kicker. Studies show that for many men, the treatment was never needed in the first place. The cancer would have stayed harmless for the rest of their lives. Recognizing this, major health organizations have changed their recommendations. The U.S. Preventive Services Task Force and several respected senior health groups now advise against routine PSA screening for men over 70, and they urge caution for those between 60 and 69. Their message is clear. Only consider the test if you fully understand the risks and benefits, and if you have symptoms or a strong family history. For most men, especially those without symptoms, the potential harms of routine PSA testing outweigh the benefits. To see how this plays out in real life, consider Tom's story. Tom is a 67-year-old retired teacher who felt perfectly healthy. At his annual exam, his doctor suggested a PSA test just to be safe. The result came back a little high, not alarming, but enough to trigger concern. That led to a painful biopsy, months of anxiety while waiting for results, and ultimately surgery that left him with side effects he'd never anticipated. After everything, Tom's doctor admitted the cancer they found probably never would have grown or caused problems. Tom has said, "If I knew what I know now, I never would have done it." His experience is shared by many men who wish they'd been better informed before agreeing to the test. So, what should you do instead? Not all tests are bad, but it's important to be informed before you say yes. The next time your doctor suggests any screening, take a moment to ask 3 key questions. What will we do with the result? How accurate is this test for someone my age? Are there risks to the testing or follow-up procedures? These questions help you weigh the benefits and risks, making sure that you're not just following a routine, but making a choice that's truly right for you. Informed choices lead to better outcomes and far fewer regrets. Of course, some screenings still make sense after 60. Here are a few that experts continue to recommend for seniors: colonoscopies or stool tests for colon cancer, usually until age 75, bone density scans to check for osteoporosis, routine blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes screenings, and keeping up with vaccinations for flu, shingles, and pneumonia. But even with these, ask your doctor, is this test necessary for me, or is it just routine? Your health is unique, and your care should be too. You deserve healthcare that works for you, not against you. Sometimes the best decision is to say no to a test, especially if the risks outweigh the benefits. Don't be afraid to speak up, ask questions, and make sure you understand what's involved. It's your body, your future, and your peace of mind at stake. If this information helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about. Have you ever regretted a medical test or procedure? Let us know in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else make a better choice. And if you want more clear, trustworthy health tips for seniors, subscribe for more. Stay strong, stay smart, and sleep well tonight knowing you're in control of your health.